Hi, this is Nick from Elite Outdoor Fitness, and this video blog's about runner's knee. Runner's knee, I'm not a physio, but runner's knee essentially is your iliotibial band, for whatever reason, overtraining, increasing your load too quickly, never being a runner, but really pretty much overtraining or increasing your capacity a little bit too much, will probably cause a bit of tightness in all other different areas, but specific to your iliotibial band, which is essentially like a sheath that kind of covers the muscle groups on the outside of the leg, and it cuts across the knee. Like I say, I'm not a physio, but it's certainly kind of something that you can Google as well and you can see. So I've had runner's knee twice in my life, once like really bad when I was on selection, and it kind of really inflamed the whole of my knee, and that's a really severe kind of, I suppose, end product of iliotibial band kind of runner's knee. Because I was on it for months and months, was obviously heavy weights and didn't even know what it was at that time. But runner's knee is just pretty much there on the outside of your knee, about there, and it's basically where the kind of your sheath kind of runs across the top of your knee, and there's a bursa underneath. And that bursa, little kind of bubble, protects your knee from that kind of sliding across the bone area. So it raises it slightly, and that can get a little bit inflamed. And when it does start getting inflamed, because it starts tightening up and your iliotibial band get tight, then you start to get a little bit of discomfort on the outside of the knee, and that's normally coming in line with what is called runner's knee. It's quite damaging, and I say damaging, it's damaging to your running experience, because once you get runner's knee past and you haven't caught it early on, and it gets to a certain level, you've pretty much got to stop all training and start from absolute scratch, get that information down, and then start walking, and it's pretty much starting from the very basics again. Okay, so catch it early on, because most people that have never had runner's knee leave it too late, because they just think, oh, I've just got a little bit of a sore knee, but you need to catch it early. How to get around runner's knee? Well, normally the iliotibial band, you can feel it on the outside of the leg, you'll feel that the sheath is slightly tight. When I'm running on my running machine, I always do it, I'm always bringing my leg up, and I'm always just using the bar there, just to bring up leg up in that fashion, whoop. And then I'm just bringing myself forward, and just bring my chest as far as I can. As you can see, I'm not really flexible in this area, because my hips are still tight from my kind of records that I did. Bring my chest in towards my heel, and it's really just giving me a good stretch on the outside of the glutes and on the outside of the leg. You can also do these types of stretches where you're leaning against the wall, trying to stretch to the side of that, because stretching your iliotibial band is extremely difficult to do. And so it's worth just kind of getting on the internet and looking at those and looking at how you can stretch those. If you're doing the correct kind of hip opening exercises and stretching and glute kind of exercises and stretching, you'll find that it's going to start to help influence the stretchability of your iliotibial band. It will also help if you have a really warm bath for like about 20 minutes as well, just to make sure it's really pliable and you can manipulate it a bit better, because it's a sheath. It's like flipping hardcore plastic, and there's no real movement in kind of in stretching that much. So any kind of few millimeters you can stretch it over a period of weeks is going to help hugely by taking the pressure of that rubbing over the bursa on the knee. I hope this helps. This is just kind of a real quick one, because quite a lot of people, especially when they're kind of increasing their running, they're getting excited and doing more and more running, and your fitness is kind of a little bit higher than your iliotibial band, your knees and your ligaments and your tendons are kind of used to, and so people tend to do a little bit too much too quickly, and that's when the runner's knee or a tight iliotibial band comes in. So just gives you an insight of this kind of real basic exercise and stretch that you can do, and how to kind of look for it and make sure that it doesn't hit you. Thanks for listening, and I hope that helps.